Today we're going to talk about dependent arising in terms of bodhicitta. And like I was saying yesterday, for the two main things we need to do to generate bodhicitta, or to generate great compassion actually, which is before bodhicitta, is to see the suffering of sentient beings. And so we talked about that yesterday in terms of the 12 links of dependent arising. And then also to see sentient beings as lovable and kind and worthy of our affection. And so that too can be, dependent arising comes into that meditation as well, because here we really reflect on the kindness that we've received from other sentient beings. And so there's two main ways to generate that feeling of sentient beings being kind. One is to see them as having been our mothers and the kindness of our mother. And then the second is to see them as being kind in general, just because they work in the society. Okay? And so in terms of seeing them as kind for having been our mothers, here in this meditation, there's a few things that we have to focus on. We not only focus on the kindness of our mothers in this life, and fathers sometimes feel left out. We focus on the father's kindness. Some people weren't raised by their birth mother, and so they focus on whoever it was who took care of them when they were little. But you focus on your mother as an example of kindness that we've received. It's if you do this meditation and come out with more attachment for your mother, then something's gone awry. Because actually before you do the meditation on the kindness of the mother, you meditate on how all sentient beings have been your mother. Okay? So you go into the meditation on the kindness of your mother with an awareness that everybody else has also been your mother. Okay? So if you go in with that awareness, then there's less chance that you're going to come out of the meditation on the kindness of your mother with more attachment. Okay? Because attachment isn't conducive for bodhicitta. Okay? So if you have an awareness that all sentient beings have been your mother, and then as your mother have been kind to you, then you see them as affectionable or lovable, okay? And when you're doing the meditation on the kindness of the mother, okay, we use the example of our present mother, if that's the person who, raised us primarily, or our father, or the babysitter, or an aunt or uncle or grandparents, whoever it was who did that. And you think of how they took care of you and gave birth and got up in the middle of the night and fed you and kept you from killing yourself all the times when you were a toddler doing dangerous things, and had you get an education even though you wanted to play, and disciplined you so that you learned some manners and weren't totally obnoxious, and all the things our parents had to go through to raise us. And so really feel that kindness and that appreciation. So we not only look there, but we look at the examples of mothers across the board. And so I remember at Kapan when we did this, we had a dog there. This dog's name was Sasha, and it was in some kind of accident. She couldn't, her two hind legs didn't work, and she would drag herself along, and she had some injury in her neck, and she had maggots in her neck, and then she had a litter of puppies. And to watch her take care of her litter of puppies, despite her own physical misery, it was just completely amazing seeing the kindness of the mother in that way. And I remember also teaching this one time at Kopan, and not at Kopan, at Cloud Mountain. And the peacocks had just had their babies. And peacocks, when you're trying to meditate, don't have them around as pets. They make a lot of noise. And they used to jump on the meditation hall roof and, squawk. They don't have them anymore, but they did at that time. but they had just had their chicks, and to watch the peacock moms take care of their chicks and protect them from danger and teach them how to peck and what to peck, and then, to gather them all together and get these, this herd of like little chicks all together, and then she'd plump herself on top of them, to keep them all warm. And, just thinking, wow, look at this kindness, how she takes care of her chicks completely unconditionally. Okay? And so often we don't really think about other people's kindness to us. So thinking about that kind of kindness that we received as a child can be very, very touching to us. But then the important part is to generate it to all sentient beings, that feeling of, I've received the same kindness from all sentient beings, because they've all been my mothers in the previous time. And then to look around, at all the different sentient beings and think, oh, they've been my mother. Yeah? Okay, so that's a really important part of the meditation, so that you extend that feeling of closeness and of appreciation to everybody. Okay? And then the heart kind of opens in feeling affection and love to others. And then from there it becomes much easier to generate the wish to attain enlightenment for their benefit.